I, Tonya. And this is one that we both watched. So, go ahead. Can you read that?
Yes, I can.
Go ahead.
Competitive ice skater Tonya Harding, played by Margot Robbie, rises amongst the ranks at the U.S. Figure Skating Championships. But her future in the activity is thrown in doubt when her ex-husband, Jeff Gillooly, played by Sebastian Stan, intervenes.
All right, so I will give you my overall real quick.
Mm-hmm.
I enjoyed it.
I enjoyed it too.
This was, if we had seen this when it came out, probably would have been in my top 10 for the year.
Yeah. Yes, it would have. Probably mine as well.
Yeah, so, and I know that this movie's been kind of, I don't know if you would say divisive. There's some people that really don't like this movie, and some people that thought it was okay, and some people that really like this movie. So I fall into the really like this movie and don't know why people don't necessarily enjoy it as much as we did. But I mean, it was told exactly like the trailer had portrayed it, which was, it felt a little bit like a Goodfellas style movie, like an old
part documentary, part reenactment.
Yeah, especially with the way that the story was told, and how they fit the narrative like into the movie where they're narrating their lives. Sometimes.
Where they fit like the interview segments into the story in a
situation.
Way. Yeah, like they will be doing in a situation to turn directly to the camera and talk to us.
Yes.
As they're going on, but it's clear that it's the narration, but it doesn't pull you out at the same time, because it's just clever where they're just not narrating the whole movie.
Yes. And I mean, it was very well acted. Margot Robbie was excellent. Sebastian Stan, he was something else.
Mm-hmm.
And Allison Janney as her mom. There were some scenes that were like really hard to watch between Tonya and her mother in this movie.
Yeah,
those were some intense fights.
Yeah,
and definitely some intense fights between Jeff and Tonya. Oh my gosh. Mm-hmm. Yeah, there was some stuff. It just really was. It was some hard to stomach, which is really.
Mm-hmm. It was very, and then you also had to take into consideration that all this is going on, and she's only like in her early 20s.
Yes.
To be thrown into a situation like this that young.
Yes.
I always heard about it because I'm only 31. I'm only 31, so
yeah.
So all this was going on when I was like maybe 8 or 6 or 8 at the time. So for all this to be going on at that time, I didn't know anything about it. So to be older now, knowing what I know about it now, I'm like, wow, that's a lot to take in at 3. But see, I think the whole divisive thing comes from like I just said, we're younger,
right?
So we didn't live the story like people who watch
did.
People who watch it on TV did.
They developed their own opinion on what had happened.
What happened, what really happened that day, and by us not knowing much of the details about it, seeing the story being portrayed, we kind of have different feelings.
Yeah, we've just had our collection from old True Hollywood stories.
Yeah, like we've been told the cleaned up Hollywood version so many years that the people who lived it believed that version, while us not really knowing the story. Here, this version, we kind of lean towards more this side.
But they did address that whole the whole situation in this movie in an interesting way. Mm-hmm. Hearing everyone involves different ways of that they had seen it happen, mm-hmm. which was really neat, because it gives the movie the overall feeling that they're not necessarily taking anybody's side in this, but mm-hmm. they are going to show it in a more Hollywood style, which is really interesting. Mm-hmm. So overall, for my score of this movie,
one more note that as a classic rock head, the soundtrack was really
the soundtrack
cool.
was pretty cool, because the music changed as the time went on too.
Yes, times changed. It fit. It didn't feel out of place.
Yes,
it actually fit, and it was actually character appropriate too.
Yes. They have a pretty cool use of the Barracuda song.
Yeah, and I just as a classic rock head, I was just like nodding along. I appreciate that. It was like watching Guardians in a way where like all these songs come on, you go, okay, I gotta put that in my playlist.
Yeah.
Kind of thing.
Mm-hmm. So for my score, I'm gonna go ahead and give this movie. I'm gonna give it a 9.5 out of 10.
I'm going to just give it a 8.5.
8.5. Okay.
8.5. I enjoyed it, but there were some pacing slight moments.
That's what I felt there was.
I felt them a little more than you did, so
Yeah.
that's why I went down to full 8.5, and why I supposed to do 9.5.
Oh, well, yeah, I can understand.
Yeah, but I'm not taking anything away from the movie. It's still a great movie, but
Yes.
there are certain moments I was like, oh, yeah. But I did recollect checking my phone during the one moment in the movie, and that's never a good thing.
My biggest gripe, besides the minor pacing issues that was for me anyway, pacing, was the oversaturated colors in it. It felt a little too, like I said, saturated. The skin color would look a little red, but I think that was more to kind of just ugly it up a little, try to add some grit. So I don't know. Maybe that could have been
because I think that was I think that was intentionally done because there's that one scene right at the beginning of the Lilyhammer games where she's just looking into the mirror, putting her makeup on.
Right.
It is like the way they film it is almost like jarring in a way where it's like she's putting on makeup to make herself look pretty, but the way they film it is doing the opposite.
Right. So that's probably why I said it's probably something that they had done on purpose. To try to add some grit and some to ugly up this character some, but I don't know. It didn't ruin anything for me. That's why I didn't score it too negatively. But that's just something that I noticed that kind of.
But I enjoyed I, Tonya a lot. If it comes out on Blu-ray, I may pick it up myself because I enjoyed it. Definitely. I enjoyed it.
Yeah, and it's one of the ones.
I'll get you call you by your name for Christmas.
Yeah. But this is one of the rare ones that would have been in my top 10 that I would probably definitely rewatch. That's one thing I said. The higher on the list it was, the more rewatchable it was. So.